Hi, my name is Hannah, and you're with the Sip Sip Show.
Kita punya antara awal kita is Ampal lah.
Yes.
Kan? Ampal yang masa dia kentut hitam. Dia cakap pasal susu kasang. Kan? Gitu. And
The vending machine.
vending machine kan, things like that. And memang that's for Sabahans, that was unfortunately the only types of comedy. But we also have a lot of Sabahan comedians.
Unfortunately, what are you saying?
Hey, what's up? This is the Sip Sip Show. My name is Egan. This is a podcast that bridge community gaps. Serious, sial. Ahmad, Ate tidak sini, but we have Chris. Chris macam mau demam. So, we got like loads of lohanko and apa lagi? Mata kucing. So, we start with prayers so that Chris gets better.
Amen.
Tapi malas mau makan ubat. Okay. Anyway, so today we have very important people. I feel like in the narrative of the Sabahan history, nanti kita bisa nangan yang serious gila. Wow. This is the one of the first, I guess, yang at this kind of level. Anyway, we have Kelab, Komedi, Kinabalu.
Yes.
Hello.
So kalau kamu tiga kat kamera, this one is also you guys. So we have Mirza, Izzaldin, and Sammy.
Hello.
Okay. How do we start this? So are you guys funny?
I think.
Being in a comedy club.
I know I'm not funny.
I think both of them are funny.
It's always like that. Must be.
Yeah.
Just enough.
Yeah. I think I'm the funniest. No.
How? Okay, let's go back with history lessons. Macam mana ini barang beli start?
Oh, you wanna ni? Because it did start with you, kan?
So initially there's four of us. Sorry. Let me just try that again.
We do have a missing person.
So I think about 2 years ago, a friend of mine from UMS, he's from KL. His name is Zul. He's also a comedian from KL. So we were talking, and suddenly he was like, hey, if you do a comedy show in KK, we can call it Club Komedi Kinabalu. You could just call it KKK. Yeah. And then he was like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. And then after about a year, he started doing comedy in KL as well. And him and Zul were talking. Hey, why not we just do it in KK? Yeah, sure. So they came to KK, and we started it out of nowhere last year.
Yeah, last year.
About July.
And then we asked Sammy to join us as well because we don't do anything without Sammy.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the rock in the stone.
Yes. Yeah, that didn't make sense, but I agree.
Yeah, you understand it, right?
That's a good play on words.
It wasn't.
When
He
you say
needs
rock
to
and
reconsider
stone,
whether.
macam
Yeah, so that's for Club Komedi Kinabalu itulah. We started out. That's how we culminated lah in a way. Yeah, because before that we did YouTube for a bit. We did it wasn't content creation. It was more.
We tried content creation, tapi bidak. So it just became 6 videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
But basically we started a channel called Too Much Effort, and it was 1, 2, 3 of us and 3 other people. Basically what we did was we just transitioned from YouTube videos to live shows lah. Because we started on YouTube, we did videos there. We thought they were funny. People didn't agree. And then we decided, maybe live shows work. And so far,
the laughters are there.
okay. Can I go individually?
Yeah.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Spotlight.
Yes.
Here we go.
What is this history of funnies to you personally? Like how, macam mana kamu boleh start? Like I can do this.
Oh.
Yeah, you lah start.
Oh.
You funniest kan?
Kau lucu kan?
Yeah.
Funny guy.
I mean, usually people would say no, but I will double down and say yes. Oh, lama. I mean, me personally, if you want to say history of funny, one of the funniest people in my life is my dad. And dari kecil memang he would tell us like really just funny stories here and dad jokes lah biasa. I grew up on dad jokes, but I'm one of the few kids who like dad jokes. So whenever my dad cracked a joke, and I would enjoy it, and then I really like that quality in a person. So I didn't realize this back then, but I realized that now, macam whenever I make friends, like I tend to gravitate to people who are funny.
You have siblings?
Yeah, I do. Do
they hate
not
you?
Funny. They're not funny at all. No, they are. They're very funny. Kuat menganjing lah, very membahan
So meaning
each other.
when your dad cracks a joke, kau satu orang saya ketawa, terus yang lain yang bodek lah.
Nggak, diorang video, diorang post di IG, cancel. No, they enjoy it as well. But they decided to pursue careers that make money.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go to money sekejap lagi.
Yeah.
Kau, Mirza?
It was more of a not a call of action, more of a escape. I think, like if you're funny, people don't look at you as much. You understand? Macam,
No.
it became more of a character thing, right? If you
Your escapism kau lah.
yeah, I mean, you can either be the silent geek at the end of the room, not talking to anybody, or obnoxiously loud. So I pick macam syok kalau bising. Jadi last itulah. So and then it was fueled by these people when we started the comedy. The YouTube thing was like, hey, we can do funny videos together. Oh, you think I funny? Okay lah. Jadi last we did that lah. Yeah, for me it was more of trying to, how would I say, try to connect to people more lah. It's in that way lah.
Is it true that funny people are usually traumatized during
I would
growing
say I'd say people are usually traumatized. But I do not. I mean, I understand the sentiment behind the question, but I don't think there's a correlation between. I don't think like the funnier you are, the more traumatized you are. I don't think so. But I do think parts of it fuel the
It
funny.
helps.
It helps. It's like
It helps.
I think funny is how you react to trauma. It's one of the reactions. Some people react differently, and some people react it by making a joke out of something, or like seeing the funny side of things and stuff like that. And I believe that funny is a reaction towards trauma. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your story?
For me, I think, I started off just as like an assistant to the boys.
Really?
Like, for too much effort.
Assistant.
Excuse me.
I don't.
It's more so like they reach out to me like, hey, we're having this meeting with this guy, but I think it would be great if you can come and help out a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, sure, I got nothing to do, and then a lot of free time. So I went, and then I was stuck with them ever since. And then they kind of like, you know what, I think it's a good fit to have you in as a team. Then they pop the questions, and then I'm like, yeah, sure. So I enjoy hanging out with them lah. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever funny.
Sammy.
One assumption. Do you end up writing the proposals for this group?
Huh? Maybe.
Because
I
I mean, look at the banting. Ate is bossy. Guys, you're late. Terus yang,
that's me.
I know.
so when I see this, and I see her, I know who's the boss. I know
I'm the reason why they are on time. Most of the
And-
time, not all the time.
Grateful, guys.
Yes, very grateful.
Very grateful.
Very much grateful.
Without Sammy, like I said, we don't do anything without Sammy. Because if we
Yes.
don't do it with Sammy, we don't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Posters unposted, people aren't called,
Yeah.
texts tidak kena reply kan orang, ya.
Tiba-tiba listrik mati.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. What?
So-
I'm outside though.
Memang Sammy is, as I mentioned before lah, the rock in the stone lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
The rock and the stone.
Yes.
Yeah, money wise. Bikin duit kah komedi?
Kids, listen. Don't do comedy. You will not make money. You can be the funniest person. You will not make money. No lah. I think
Think twice.
me personally, whenever people ask, I would say being funny is easy. Getting paid being funny is hard. Because getting paid as a comedian, like just existing as a comedian, as a comedian, yeah, fine. But if you want to choose it as a career, I would say the jokes are a part of it only. There's also like you have to take care of a lot of other things, macam maybe your brand or just your social media, and there's a lot of other things that come into play. But the heart of it is, of course, your writing lah, your material, what you bring to the table. Because there are comedians who do better in corporate shows, so diorang cari makan sana. There are comedians who kill in their own shows, so diorang cari makan sana. So from my very limited experience of 2 years only, what I see is if you really want it, in the words of my mentor, he says, kalau if you really want it, langgar je. Yeah, and the money will come, but you just have to just keep on coming with like material and new stuff and stuff like that, because that's what people are looking for, kan? Like new material and stuff like that. So you can make money out of it, but it's very, very difficult lah. But what isn't?
Yeah.
What is not difficult?
It's like
Makan pun kena kunyah.
kan.
Yeah, kalau boleh saya telan je bos.
But it's like well, right now it's more like performance arts lah. Not everyone can understand, not everyone can hadam things like that as well kan. So performance art kalau menjadi penarik pun bukan senang membuat duit, things like that lah. So quite close, but we trying to kasih dekat lah sikit
Trying to
jurang
kasih,
ya.
yeah.
Because right now it's comedy still well, won't say not accepted, tapi is something new to a lot of people. Yeah, you've seen it on your phones and whatnot, yeah, things like that lah. So we try to bring live shows in KK lah, hopefully.
And I would also like to add, macam in terms of like making money, anything performing arts is hard to generate income in Malaysia generally, and it's because of a lot of other things that go into mau buat live show, kena ni tu, like belum start live show kau sudah keluar berapa sudah.
Oh.
Right, you know what I mean? Yeah.
What kind of stream yang paling senang bikin duit?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't made any.
I was wondering if comedians make fun of those people.
Oh.
Buat banyak duit ah.
Oh.
Then you pick on that because of how you struggle to cari income.
Right. Oh, that's actually an interesting question. I never really thought about it that way. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Anyway, sambil kamu berfikir,
Yeah.
I want to know kamu punya. I mean, for me as an artist, I do design process, but I guess you design your setups, your punchlines, your semua tu kan. This I don't know. Yeah, saya belajar sikit-sikit lah. And yeah, how do you guys write your own materials and practice like sendiri-sendiri or you butcher each other? Like,
I think for Izzal, he has his own sets of materials that he used for his own like his slots. Like for our sketch, we all would discuss together, and then we would punch in like, oh, I think this is funny. or I think that's funny, or this could be better. How's the punchline is? So we do write our own stuff, but it's like each have their own things that we will put in our own input. I think this would be more funnier, so we just put in together. That's for sketch. But for Izzal, he would have his own sets of materials that he prepped for himself to perform on stage.
I'm interested with this sketch.
It's because how would I say okay, for Club Komedi Kinabalu there's 4 of us kan, so him and Zul, both of them are stand-up comedians. But for me and Sammy, we focus more on the sketches, the improv, because dulu
performer.
YouTube buat itu kan, buat itu sketch berlakon di YouTube bodoh-bodoh. So for us, it's more acting on stage. We don't do stand-up. It's more his lah. So but then when we write a sketch, we usually write it together lah. Memang cari what particular, if for example maybe this thing is hot at this particular moment, okay, then we can use this topic. We'll just poke around lah, finishing it up. We could do a few rehearsals. Then the show at the end of the week we have a sketch gitu. Because most comedy shows in Malaysia is mostly only stand up or only sketch. Macam kalau di KL punya comedy shows are mostly not comedy shows lah, the ones you see on Astro. Macam mana Astro?
So usually what they do is they would have a show and they would stick to a format. So macam Raja Lawak is mostly sketch, but and then I think they used to have like a stand-up comedy show called Lawak Solo. They had apa lagi tu, Gelak Gempa, all of these things, and that's stand-up and purely stand-up. And then you have your Maharaja Lawak, which is like sketch and stuff like that. So it's usually one show, one format. So I used to work with this group back in KL called The Lineup, and now we're called Cult List. So what they do is they like to do a kind of a mixture of things in one show. So they ada stand-up, ada music, ada segments, ada sketch. And when I saw that for the first time, I just thought, this is different because everything is in one show, but you get everything for like 30 ringgit at the time. Now 50 ringgit lah. At the time it was 30 ringgit. And when I saw that, I said, maybe KK might enjoy something like this, and that's why we brought that format here, because both myself and Zul, the other guy who's part of Club Komedi Kinabalu, we used to be part of those two groups, The Lineup and Cult List, and we learned the trade from them lah. We just see how they run shows, the writing process. Macam like you asked just now, me personally, my process is collaborative. I'm a very collaborative worker. I cannot work alone, because if I work alone, if I write alone, a lot of doubts go into the jokes, and when I perform it, you see it, you can hear the doubt within the jokes. So
Is that like self-censoring?
I think it's maybe partly it's self-centering, but some comedians do well writing alone, and then maybe tomorrow Jumpa, and then they will tell you the material, and then we'll say, oh, maybe this is not tight, maybe you can cut that off, blah blah blah. But me personally, I prefer to write together terus, because satu kali jalan, you get like a form of a joke, because when you get a form of a joke, and then you can just work on it straight away. And me personally, collaborative. My introduction to comedy has always been collaborative. When I started from improv, I didn't start from stand-up comedy. I started from improv comedy. Improv is very, very collaborative, because the first rule of improv is yes and. If someone says you're a pasu bunga, you become a pasu bunga. Oh. If someone says you're a table, you are a table. You become a table. And then if you suddenly, as a table in the scene, you're talking, like, why are you talking? Tables don't talk. You know what I mean? And so improv is very collaborative, and I find that's very helpful within the process. And that's basically just how we go about the materials that we perform. Our sketches, we write together and we perform it together. It's very, everyone's hands-on, and everyone pours in the ideas. Sebab when we write, we like to write in each other's voice. So there are some words Mirza wouldn't say on a regular basis. Maybe there are some words Sammy wouldn't say on a regular basis, right? So, but then when you give them a script with words that they're not used to, when they perform it, you can hear dia tidak biasa cakap ni. You know what I mean? And then the delivery becomes unnatural.
Macam kena paksa gitu.
Macam kena paksa. Yeah, and then it becomes cringe or unnatural. So we try to write in each other's voice, and then that's why the collaborative process is very, very important to us lah. Because we want to make everyone comfortable with the content and material and perform it lah, so everyone can have fun. Yeah.
Oh, serious, ya? Okay, this is my bodoh perspective.
Okay.
What I see is kenapa macam I don't know the jargon for this, but I somehow feel like it's always called slapsticks, slapstick something, and orang yang tengok slapstick adalah orang yang from this type of income, that type of job, and then orang yang tengok stand-up comedy is of these type of people. What's your perspective on that? Is it true? But because somehow today I feel like dia macam mau susah mau nampak. Dulu macam nampak betul.
Right.
Yeah, for me, I think it's more of if a joke would be funny if you understand the reference, or it's either something you've gone through, an experience you've gone through. Katanya, if it's a joke about being poor, you gotta be poor to go through that. Baru kau understand. Oh, okay. But then to
Or like super rich, but and you don't understand that.
yeah, like there are super rich jokes yang you go like, what? The caviar's hot? What does that mean? You understand? Kan, macam we don't go through that. Tapi orang putih,
It's the fact that I don't understand it makes it funny.
Orang kaya would go like, yeah, I feel the same. Gitu je lah. So macam I think it gets to a point where we try to bukanlah langgar the boundaries, but try to kasih connect all to get supaya semua orang boleh siok lah. Gitu. But then that's also just based on the materials lah. But true, it's based on that's also why most of ni macam I would say like on as I mentioned before, like on Astro, most of the ni comedy is like sketch. Like you've seen scenario, kan? Scenario is actually sketch on stage, things like that. Have you heard of Whose Line Is It Anyway? That is improv, things like that. Yeah, macam a lot of people still can't brain improv. They be like, what are they doing on stage? Sometimes it's not funny. It's because it's
Experimental.
Experimental, and also on the spot gitu. Yeah, everything is macam you don't have a script. Improv kau on the dot. If someone says,
These things are not rehearsed.
No.
Not
improv
really.
is
Not
not
improv.
improv.
No.
Okay.
Macam
Sometimes
sketches,
the
yes.
improv could be so good to a point you thought it was written.
Yeah.
You would think that it was written. But that's when the group is very like they know what each other thinks. They work with each other so well already. It feels like it's written. So audience wouldn't really know, but they would know like, oh, this is what you're running for. Okay, I know your reference, and then they will go with it. They will roll the ball.
Sometimes it's like in a topic begitu, ambil kertas. For example, they give like driving your car while angry. So you have to act out lah, things like that. So it's just that is mostly improv lah, which is actually it's not very new. It's been a while.
Scenes from a hat.
Scenes from a hat. Yeah. So Malaysia already have kan super spontan doing that as well. Yeah. So it's exactly that lah, things like that. But then too, so for our shows, we get all of those into one particular show. So in that like 1 hour and a half, 2 hours based on the show, based on where we do our shows lah. We try to put all lah ada kita punya stand-up parts, and also there's the sketches and ada improv segments if possible. Sometimes we have 2 stand-up comedians instead, so ada 2 orang. So main begini lah and change. And sometimes at the end of our shows we also have music lah. To kasih to the ones yang apa ni komedi tapi lasas ada lagu, okay lah.
The music is usually in case the comedy doesn't work.
Yeah. Because
So
usually
people say, "Oh, I had a good time at the show." No, you like the music.
yeah, that's our plan B. Plan B that rolls along. But when it comes to templates like that, it's usually our own show. Like we call it Bahaha. That's our own show. The template would be like that. So there's segments, there's sketches, stand-up comedies, and then music. That's our like,
Variety show gitu lah.
Yeah.
Variety
it's like-
show.
yes.
Yeah. And so that's our internal show called Bahaha. And then we have headliner shows as well. So headliners, usually we would get a seasoned comedian. it's very hard to find one in KK. We have a few, but usually we would fly someone over from KL. Like we've flown Papi Zach over. We've flown. There are a few other comedians over as well, and to perform. And then so those are the headliner shows. That one is the the well-rounded show. That is the mahal show lah. You know what I mean? That's the top range shows, because these comedians, they know what they're doing. They're seasoned. They're good. Like they're just on the dot every single time. So those are the headliner shows. And then mid-tier is our internal show called Bahaha. The internal show usually features all four of us and maybe one or two guests. We would bring like a good friend or something like that, or another comedian that we're very comfortable working with, and then we just bring them into the show. And we also have our open mics, which is the lower tier shows. Open mic is a safe space for comedians to test out new material. They come in, they try out new material for like 3 to 5 minutes, and if it doesn't land, okay, then maybe we can work on it after that. So the open mics have a tendency to be more of a work in progress show rather than a show. But then if you really enjoy comedy, there's some people who enjoy it in a way they like to see the comedians work on the joke. So they come to the open mic, they hear the joke first time, and then they come to a featured show, they hear the joke, sudah settle, sudah siap sudah, and it's funny.
Polished.
It's polished, and some people do enjoy that process as well. So we have different tiers of shows lah. Whenever we come up with an idea for it.
Like that thing lah, apa? Kill
Tony.
Kill Tony,
Yeah.
Oh, itu roast ya.
Kill Tony
Roast
is
kan, more like a roast.
It's a roast that meets it's the I think the
Like work in progress gitu lah.
Yeah,
Like some people dia keluar the thing macam belum masak ni.
That's improv. That's improv. So improv is short for improvised kan. So basically they come in, and then you see the raw stuff. Usually bila dia mau reply the roast, because that's the mark of one of the
Come back lah.
You have to come back. If you don't come back, you die lah on stage. Good. And then no one wants to die on stage. So
Takut je.
yeah. But like Kill Tony, I would definitely say Kill Tony is one of macam the more refreshing shows, because I mean comedy has been around for a long time. So obviously the shows that have been made around comedy banyak yang macam rasa sama and stuff like that. And I think when Kill Tony started like making the rounds in social media and stuff like that, it was this very, very raw kind of a different kind of vibe lah. And Kill Tony is in this social climate which is like very hard for you to say, it's very hard for you to project any type of opinions nowadays without,
Offending.
Itu macam
offending.
tidak peduli tu.
Yeah, and so I think the rawness comes from there, because diorang tidak peduli. And it's such a refreshing energy lah.
I feel like it's a very big threshold in this revolution of because it's in the mothership kan, yang sama Joe Rogan apa semua.
Yeah.
So there's something with Joe Rogan podcasting, talking heads, and then stand-up comedy. There's something there yang this collaborative between like serious people and like bodoh senteng sampalau can work ba.
Yeah.
They like the dynamic, I think. It's slapstick lah. The original satu yang lurus, satu lagi yang bodoh-bodoh. That's the origins of like comedy in Japan gitu juga. I forgot what it's called. So yalah, satu would be the lurus one, then the other one would be stupid, and then the lurus would pukul kepala. Dan gitu, things like that lah. Itu memang sudah base of kan.
It's a very basic dynamic when you have the straight man and the absurd one. So usually two people on stage, and then you'll see one person who makes sense, and then the other one yang doesn't make sense. And then that's the energy you want to go for. Because kalau dua-dua absurd, you do not establish a flaw. Where is the logic? So everything just goes absurd. And then if everything is absurd, nothing is absurd. Right? There has to be a neutral.
It's normalized lah.
Yeah, there has to be a normal in order for the absurd to work. And that
The frequency semua.
So there's a balance lah.
So there's
a
balance
to it.
because kalau dua-dua pun straight man, like the straight character, as in macam dia not like straight, like, you know what I'm saying, like no, I'm saying like straight from lurus bendul. Yes. Kalau dua-dua pun lurus bendul, and then you get a very boring dynamic. And then kalau dua-dua absurd, you get a dynamic that's too much energy. You as an audience, you find it very hard to connect. Because you come as a normal person, and then diorang dua-dua gila on stage. Kamu cuma apa ni? You just see. So that's when funny
You need to have
becomes
that
crazy.
buffer lah,
You
yang-
need a buffer because the idea of a show is to connect to the audience, ma. Kan? And then so that's a very basic dynamic when it comes to establishing absurdity lah. And just going back to your point about slapstick and stuff like that. So what you just said just now, Kill Tony being this new refreshing take on comedy and stuff like that. For me, I look at it as evolution. Like you said, macam a very specific type of demography watches slapstick, and a very specific type of demography watches stand-up comedy. And then you kind of see them slowly coming together now. And I would say it's just evolution of comedy, because you start watching slapstick is the best way for you to introduce yourself to comedy. Kerana slapstick is very in your face. Punchline is explained to you basically. So it's easier for you to hadam, it's easier for you to digest it, it's easier for you to understand the joke, it's easier for you to enjoy it. And then, itu awal-awal. And then lama-lama, of course you want complications, ma. You want to think, when you eat slapstick for like 2 to 3 years, you're like, okay, I need something different. Then that's when it starts to evolve. And then that's when you get the punchlines that make you think. Because there are punchlines that's very slapstick. There's also a punchlines that are very, very thinking, that it makes you think. And so right now, personally, this is my personal opinion, I would say the audience in Malaysia, comedy audience in Malaysia, they're slowly bridging from these two types of like audiences. They're slowly bridging into one whole audience that enjoys comedy. And I'm confident it will happen soon, because it happened already in Indonesia. If you follow the comedy in Indonesia, it's crazy. Like comedians there, they like buat show 40,000 orang datang, and it's because it's a mature audience. And when I say mature, I mean they're mature in a sense of diorang selalu tengok comedy, and they know. Some of them actually know how to like understand the dynamics between a joke. What's a premise? What's a setup? What's a punchline? Blah blah blah. So a more mature understanding of the art form.
It becomes their culture.
It becomes their culture, and then it becomes more enjoyable, and then everyone starts to enjoy it together. So right now, Malaysia is at a point where they're meeting. They're slowly meeting at the middle.
I had an experience of my own when dulu when we were young, like 87, early 90s, we still get the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
We still get Merry Melodies and all these pie in the face punya type of comedy. And then slowly kau nampak Jim Carrey. Still, I want to say it's very obvious, it's very physical, and then some turning points dia macam you have to think a bit. Kenapa dia lucu? Why is he wearing a suit and a tie? It doesn't look funny, but it is. Then lama-lama you have people yang kalin, yang frustrated, smoking, minum, and just venting out, and it's funny.
Yeah.
Terus yang, oh, what's happening? Is there something wrong with me? Kenapa? Why do I feel like dulu it's innocent, like pie in the face? That's funny, like full stop. Then lama-lama macam, oh, now I feel like this is funny. Like macam saya rasa macam it's something. I look inwards.
Yeah.
Kenapa saya sudah berubah ni ya? Why do I feel like these things are? Then I look at my circle. Kenapa diorang masih tengok yang jatuh masuk lumpur funny? And when they listen to, when I introduce stand-up comedy, like all these things yang I listen to now, diorang macam, oh, terus yang, no, this is funny. Like, oh yalah. Terus diorang pergi lagi balik to a sitcom, and everyone is laughing. Terus kau macam frustrated ni, like, why can you come with me and discover this thing?
Yeah. I think like again, it goes back to audience maturity, and I'm not saying that they enjoying the other type of content, them being immature. Tidak. For me, it's just that's the type of comedy that they appreciate.
Yeah.
And if they stick to it, it's okay. Everyone has their tastes. Everyone has their preferences. And if I perform in front of a crowd, if I can get one person to laugh at my joke, for me, great, good, that's good, because I've established a connection already, and then you work from there lah. So from 1% you go to 2%, from 2% 3%, you kind of grow that. And so for me personally, from what you just explained, betul, like you go back, even if you go back further, like Charlie Chaplin, silent, like he did silent movies, and they're all physical comedy tau. Dia jatuh, dia terborai dia punya bag apa semua. It's very obvious and in your face. And at the time, that's funny. And if you ask me now, if I watch any Charlie Chaplin film, it's funny. Like if we go local, P. Ramlee. So my opinion is like all the sketches you see like on TV nowadays, on the real like the comedy shows and stuff like that, all are versions or interpretations of scenes from P. Ramlee movies.
Betul.
Because it's gelagat dia ba yang lawak.
Gaya dia.
Gaya dia ba yang lawak. It's how he reacts to things. And then when you say George Carlin, for me, I do not look at George Carlin as a comedian. I think he's a wise man who's just very funny.
Oh, very frustrated.
Yeah, and then you can see, because this guy like stopped for like what, 30, 40 years, and then came back as an old man, started ranting, and people are still laughing ba. But if you really watch his content, he has always been the mad old man, even when he was younger. But it's just that his point of view, cara dia sampaikan dia punya point of view, lawak ba. And then that's how he grew his crowd, and that's my personal opinion. But then, so if you look at that trajectory from Charlie Chaplin, Three Stooges, and then you get George Carlin, and then you get Richard Pryor, and then these guys, they spoke to the mic, opinions, observation, right? But then you go to Jim Carrey, who acts out,
Yeah.
and then you kind of see Jim Carrey going back to slapstick, kind of, but it requires a level of thinking. So you would see him doing impressions of like Kevin Bacon in Footloose. It's an impression, it's very slapstick, but it requires you to know who Kevin Bacon is. It requires you to have watched Footloose to understand the reference.
Yes.
So there's a level of thinking as well, and there's a level of maturity as well. And then it's just an evolution. It's an evolution trajectory. Like, that's my opinion. And sooner or later, everyone will come to that spot, I think. And because funny is funny. You know what I mean? Like, kalau lawak to lawak. You can't really deny that. It's just tastes and preferences. You might like that guy better. I might like this lady better. It tastes and preferences, I think.
I guess at one point saya rasa macam I'm guilty of thinking yang orang yang dengar slapstick ni, yang watch slapstick is people yang kurang pandai, and people yang dengar other things yang macam stand up comedy ialah orang-orang yang sudah bikin dorang punya homework and did their research, and now they can laugh to this, which is wrong, I guess now.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's wrong, but I wouldn't say it's right as well. Because me personally, people come to shows to relax, right? And then
Shit, okay.
right, and then so when you want to relax, some people, when they want to relax, they just want to listen to something funny and then laugh, right? And so kalau diorang datang mau relax, and then you come in with very thinking jokes, you make them think, makin diorang berkerut ba. So it really depends on the audience, like what they like and what they don't like. And so people who enjoy slapstick, I wouldn't say sebab diorang enjoy sebab diorang kurang pengetahuan. I wouldn't say that. I would say it's because they watch this to relax, and that's relaxing to them. Sebab the joke is there, it's in the face, senang mau understand, tak payah fikirkan. Like what do you guys think?
Macam Mr. Bean gitu.
Right.
Mr. Bean, he does both stand-up and, Mr. Bean lah. Mr. Bean, we went through our whole lives thinking, oh wow, 3-4 seasons of this. No, it's only one season.
Yeah.
It's only 12 episodes kan, Mr. Bean? But you watch every single, this one new episode kau tengok dia kan. And he doesn't say a thing, But you still laugh ba. Dia kasi masuk duit shilling di karun lah, terus tiada electric, things like that. It's just stupid. But would you call Mr. Bean slapstick?
I would say it's an evolution of it. And again, because it's very Charlie Chaplin. It's silent and it's physical choices for half an hour. but it's different physical choices bah. Macam Chaplin will trip and fall. Chaplin will angkat something and then benda tu terjatuh, dia terlicin. It's very obvious, big movements. Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson can make you laugh angkat satu kening saja.
Right. The counter yang name please Bean.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That was like we were waiting for him to say his name for years.
For years, and then it's Bean. You know, and then it's funny bah. And then that was years and years of building that joke, if you ask me. So, right.
Yes, yes.
So years and years
That
of
is.
setup, and then the punchline came there.
Came there, and then like it knocked everything out of the park. And then if you just compare the two, it's one is bigger movements, bigger choices. Sebab audience are being introduced to this form of entertainment, so it needs to be obvious. Kerana it's very very basic, masih mengajar kan. So we give kan kalau kita belajar everything like kita belajar 1+1, 2+2 dulu. Kita tidak belajar multiplication, kita tidak belajar bahagi. We just start slowly. And I think it's the same way. And then when you get to Mr. Bean, it has come to a point where dia angkat satu kening pun boleh ketawa bah. And we have come from this guy yang terpaksa bergulik jatuh dalam air baru orang mau ketawa. So it's definitely an evolution, and I wouldn't count slapstick out. I feel like slapstick, for whatever negative things people say about slapstick, I really do think the heart of how we as people joke around with each other is slapstick. If anything, it's very slapstick. It's
And
just
how we
very-
relate to it.
we relate to it.
Yeah.
And it's the easiest way to create a connection, if anything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I like this recent sensation.
Sensation.
Geng Toko. I'm going to say kamu punya nama lah. That duo guy yang minta maaf ah.
Oh yeah.
It's very yalah bungok lah saya rasa. But it's funny and I see myself doing that. Yang sorry yang saya mau limpas ni. And it's very very Sabahan, and somehow I feel like that type of boleh panggil slapstick ke tu? It goes to a lot of levels of demography.
Yeah.
Yang politicians pun buat begitu.
Yeah.
Sorry to say lah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah,
Saya
yeah.
bukan mau tambirang lah, dia tambirang.
Itu macam very Sabahan part of it
Yeah.
kan. It's also like macam ada satu lagi yang di TikTok tu yang dia jadi orang dulu-dulu tu yang apa
Oh
bahasa
yeah.
lain?
And he's Sabahan
Sabahan
kan?
also kan? Yeah.
Why ah?
Kan? Pasal okay, mine would be like through hardship you find funny easier. Kita sama banyak susah bang.
Okay, let's gonna bring it to the next question later.
Kan so macam kita lebih senang mencari lah barang-barang gini ya. Kalau
that's true.
Yeah, kalau honestly macam if you live your life so perfectly, kalau kau jalan-jalan kau jatuh, kawan kau nampak dia kata apa? Pasal kau jatuh bah. Tapi kalau kau jalan straight tidak jatuh, then there's no funny there. Kau faham tak? So macam I think you have to go through a bit of hardship here and there. It doesn't have to, but then it helps.
It definitely helps.
I want to go back to the open mic.
Right.
Macam mana kamu cari orang to come up?
Okay, so actually macam Club Komedi Kinabalu is not the first macam comedy club in KK.
Okay.
There's another one called Sub-G, which is
SUB-G. Shout out to Sub-G because it stands for Stand Up Borneo Gang. It's run by this amazing comedian Ucup Kun, who is also my mentor. And I mean dalam sana, I mean they have a lot, dude. Like they have Sumarli, who's a comedian and a puppeteer. Right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure you've seen Sumarli before.
Yeah.
And then Yusra, who
Beatbox.
set up, dia punya set up in words. Dia punya punchline beatbox. You know what I mean? And then they have a magician. They have a magician in the team, and then they have a whole roster of people who are just hungry for shows, but they're very reclusive. They're very like macam they're very chill people. And I remember when I first saw their show, I was like, "Yo, kenapa saya tidak pernah dengar kamu? Like, are you guys on Instagram?" Dan dia bilang, "Kami ada Instagram, tapi lupa password." so you know, like they're super chill, and when we do open mics, most of the comics are from Sabji. The comics who are part of Sabji, they come in to work on their materials and stuff like that. And some of them are ready out of the gate. They're just ready for shows. Some would want to come in and work. And then ada yang a few pernah masuk Raja Lawak. Macam ada satu si Boy Raja Lawak season 7 I think. He was in Raja Lawak season 7, and then like he would drive down from si Boy dari
Jauh lah. Macam
Tamparuli ke Tuaran ke?
begitu.
He would drive down just for an open mic.
Yeah.
And then ciao. Balik. Because like the thing about open mic, comedians don't get paid to do open mics. Because it's an opportunity for you to work on your craft now. So like it's more of like a workshop thing. So you don't get paid. So the fact that he drives down to just work on the thing just shows how hungry they are just to come in and perform and work on their craft. And most of our comics come from Sabji basically. And then I'm pretty sure they're the first one to like start doing comedy shows di KK banyak, but very underground vibes lah.
How about people from outside of your circle?
Do
Do you get people yang tidak tahu apa-apa, like they mau try saja?
Our open mic the other day ada juga, we had a few yang memang first timers gitu, yang they just found out about ni comedy show, their friends know it gitu. It's because ni lah, usually when you hear open mics in KK you're thinking singing. Kan open mic night orang menyanyi. Yeah, so macam we're trying to open up, starting ni lah, we trying to ask around if you all interested doing open mics, trying out comedy, come by and join us with open mics for the need.
Because the thing is like because the why of like Club Comedy Kinabalu, like why we started doing it, the main thing is to create a community of like people who enjoy comedy, who enjoy a good laugh and just want to come and enjoy the comedy that is brought to them. And one of the ways that we want to try and macam kasih jadi lah the community is via open mics, just bringing new people come in and try. And then I think the other day we had one newcomer. He tried. Honestly, his premise was good, but there are things that needs work, and then that's why you do open mics. You come in and you work on your material, and if it doesn't work, you come back and just try and rework it, rewrite and rework and stuff like that, and then just keep on pushing until you get like a full rounded joke, and then that's the idea of the open mic lah.
Would it work if it was like in a workshop kind of setting? Macam kau bilang you do things collaboratively kan? Like people bring their half-assed stuff and show it to you, and like this sucks, and maybe you can do it like this or that. Then what, and then malam is the open mic. Then that's where you graduate to something. Can that be done?
And I mean, so that's culturally within like a comedy setting. That's called comedy buddy. It's short for comedy buddy.
Oh,
So Kombut, basically you come together and then you just bring your premise. You don't feel rounded. You don't bring like polished jokes. You come in, you bring your premise, and then you talk to each other, see if it's funny. So if I were to give an example, like just me and him hanging out at a like mama or like whatever, just cerita, actually aku rasa ini lawak sebenarnya, and we just talk about it, blah blah. Or it could just be saya mau order, and then yang mau ambil order tu like it's just being weird or anything, and it's just like this funny thing. And you're like, kau rasa boleh ke tu jadi, and you start working on it. And then so the other day I was in this mama blah blah, and then you start having like a joke, and then so that's a combo. And then we did a workshop recently, last 2 weeks, in Masa.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I want to go to that workshop.
Oh yeah, we're planning to do more. Absolutely, we're planning to do more workshops. It's just that kami takut mau run sendiri sebab kami pun masih budu lah. Jadi mau pandai dulu baru ajar.
Panggil guru-guru lah ni kalau.
Then you do it like the Budu workshop.
Ui, okay juga kan?
Budu-budu kan?
Terus ajar orang bikin
You
sambal.
just gave
You
them
heard
an
that?
idea.
Sip show.
Yeah. And yeah.
We get royalty.
He did a show the other day in Miri, and then after that we went to Brunei and we hang out with a few comedians from Brunei. In Brunei,
Bruhaha.
nama dia Bruhaha. So kami Bahaha punya internal show tu kami dapat
Gaduh sial.
I've told them already. I took the name from your name. Like straight up.
Yes.
I copied your name. And they're like, okay, cool, okay.
So when I asked them about how they all started, Broha has been around for like 12 years gitu in Brunei punya, and it's such a small knit community. And macam mana dong start this with because they only had like 3 comedians katanya of the whole Brunei, so that's not enough to make. I mean, if you come to one minggu depan ada comedy show lagi, benda sama lagi kan, orang yang sama juga. So they started out with a workshop gitu. So macam dong punya model works. They have enough workshops where now they have more than 10, 15 comedians. In Brunei, they live in like good. For like the comedy shows are great and it's very well created. They can have like 8 shows in 1 week. There's only 7 days. It goes like that. And they have like improv.
I just realized that. Whoa, you just blew my mind, bro.
So like they have improv, they have because and then like in Brunei also there's like English comedy and then there's like Brunei and Malay bahasa Melayu punya comedy lagi punya show. So memang dia dapat bahagi-bahagi lah. But they have enough comedians to have those many types of shows. And memang dosat daripada ni. Like for us, kita di Sabah, kita punya comedy dari dulu has always been from KL. Kan? Kita punya antara awal kita is Ampal lah.
Yes.
Kan? Ampal yang masa dia kentut hitam. Dia cakap pasal susu kasang kan gitu and
vending machine
kan things like that. And memang that's for Sabahans that was unfortunately the only types of comedy, but we also have a lot of Sabahan comedians.
Unfortunately, what are you saying?
I mean like no I mean what I mean to say is like it's only that
limited.
Okay. Itu je kita ada, Pak.
Yeah.
But nowadays kan kita ada si macam nowadays kita kalau Sabah kita ada Mat Sabah. Kita ada kita ada macam yang the Sabji guys begitu, and also yang macam sekarang di
orang Zero pun
Zero
Raja Lawak
kan, Raja Lawak. Ada yang siapa lagi yang the guy with the glasses dulu tu di Raja Lawak kan?
Yang Breeze itu kan?
Itu kan macam
apa nama dia?
Siapa nama dia?
Frankie.
You know kan, from Maharaja Lawak. Dia orang Sabah gitu. Hai, saya
He doesn't write
quite
anymore.
big glasses guys, Chinese.
Alex
Alex pun macam mesti masa Alex start gitu, macam dia buffer Sabahan.
You know where Alex performed the other day?
Where?
Di sekolah anak saya.
Serius Pak?
Komedi.
Does he still perform?
He did like a bit
Oh, okay.
in front of school children. Terus dia bilang, this is like very good exposure. Terus yang budak-budak get to
Itu open mic dia.
Yeah.
His open mic.
Dia macam bagi nasihat so budak-budak jangan nakal-nakal bla bla.
Right.
Tapi
Ada lah joke-joke
dia punya joke masukkan yang wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's doing stand up.
Yeah. And macam this kind of things and but then like after all that, because before that we've always got comedy from TV kan. Sekarang kita sudah ada inform, betul lah, as you mentioned before, yang minta maaf lah guys. The ni, and then ada satu lagi Graham Tan kah yang Cina tu daripada
Right.
itu pun orang Sabah juga
Graham
kan.
Tan, yeah.
Graham Tan itu pun sama lah, dia punya komedi pun begitu-gitu yang berlakon-berlakon dan semua. And now I feel like because we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have everything is accessible bah. And even macam tu si yang di TikTok sekarang banyak yang funny, yang si Kon Bibi kan namanya, itu yang dia masak nasi guna periuk lah barang begitu, itu pun funny juga kan.
Saya suka si
nasi
Carl
guna
Devsta.
Oh yang
Kau tahu tak?
yang
Dia punya reaction kan bikin saya pecah. Orang
Siapa?
Carl Devsta, yang orang tanya macam, di Sabah ada kereta kah? Oh enggak, kami di Sabah tidak kereta. Kami naik pisang, kami naik babi, kami naik
that
itu
guy.
lawak gila dia. Serious.
He's a comedian?
I don't know if he's a comedian, but like his content is comedy, right? And then
He doesn't look like he's trying ni.
no,
absolutely.
he's just being funny, but he's very funny.
He's just funny.
His reactions are funny.
I feel like Sabahans are very funny sebenarnya.
Yeah,
Cuma itulah mau dikasih tahu lah.
Mau dicungkil.
Itulah dia.
Mau dicungkil.
Mau dicungkil. Yeah.
And we're hoping to be able to do that sometime within this year and next year, to mencungkil lebih ramai lagi lah. Like anyone from any part of Sabah just to come out and just to start doing comedy, because us as a people, we're very funny. I realized that. Hang out in KL. No, I love KL.
Okay. Serious but hopefully funny question.
Okay.
Sabah is fucked up.
What?
Sabah is
What? I didn't know.
we see a lot of leaders who are not very good. I don't want to say they don't teruk lah.
Yeah.
They're not very good.
Yeah.
They probably forgot to do what they need to do.
Yeah,
And we are left with a lot of things that we are not happy with. And dengan keadaan hidup kita di sini, I feel that these elements contribute a lot to us being funny. Mau tidak mau, kau akan jadi lucu. Because of your poverty, because of your jalan raya, because of your, infrastructures, because everything lah.
Yeah.
Itulah dia macam dalam kesusahan tu sanalah kita cari funny kan. Because I mean like kalau kau tidak ketawa ni barang, apa yang kau boleh buat? To a lot of people itulah macam I can just laugh about it lah. It's pretty unfortunate lah. But then it's also how do I say?
My question is, how does KKK see this? What's your perspective in this?
Which KKK?
The hopefully non-racist.
Okay.
No. Hopefully.
Your video is gonna get flagged, bro. So sorry.
Gotta censor
You have
that.
to censor everything.
Me. So from what I hear, like, like Mansaba and Uchukun, how they react to the infrastructure and stuff like that, they're like, "Ndak apa, material." That's how they react to it. And I don't know, like, what do you guys think? Because like, as a comedian, you look at it and you just go, "Oh, more material." Yeah, okay, material. I mean, yes, you feel the Jalan Blubang is the effect is very much the same, but in the back of your mind, you're like, yes, and I like material. Because I have like one of my opening jokes is saya dari Sabah, so touring Sabah right now, and then kami jalan darat dari KK pergi Tawau 10 jam. And then usually people will be like, okay, you guys don't understand. Jalan di Sabah 10 jam is very uncomfortable. Sebab jalan raya kami cantik lagi permukaan bulan. That's the joke, right? And then usually when I perform this to a crowd outside of Sabah, laugh. But if I perform it to a crowd within Sabah, they're like, facts. You know what I mean? Like,
Tell us something we don't know.
yeah. And then Mat Sabah told me once, he said he performed in his hometown, Kuna, once. He said, aku rasa macam aku pergi ceramah. Because people are like, ya kesian. Because his material, his earlier materials is about, infrastructure, kekurangan di Sabah, ke semua. So he would talk about this. And when he talked about it in Kunak, people were like, yeah dude, we know. From the same place. What are you talking
Cakap
about?
pasal anak saya tu kan?
Yeah. But then when you do it in KL, whenever in Semenanjung Malaysia, or in Sarawak, even in KK, people are like, it's funny because, it's kind of far away from what we experience as people. And so, just to get back to your question, I think the kekurangan tu memang fuel. But kalau boleh kerja lah kan, cantik lah.
And I think like well, to get to that point of Nila, Club Komedi Kinabalu, what it tries to be, I won't say a relief, but then macam it helps lah. So drive jam lagi, bawa padahal 10 minit punya jalan je kan, tapi rasa 1 jam sampai okay lah, boleh lah ketawa sikit. Adalah juga kan. So I feel like we do try to aim for things like that lah, more of release tension punya barang begitulah, I feel.
And then like it really does, and it as writers, it definitely helps with like content, like when we're trying to come up with content. Like one of our very first shows, our very first show, the sketch was about a guy. I played a guy applying for a job di Jabatan Air.
Jabatan Air.
Sorry, Jabatan Air. Jabatan Air. Sorry.
Air.
Bukan air, bukan air. Air
Itu,
perfect.
woi, syok.
Water every day.
Apa ni? I love half the pressure. So basically, so he was the guy who was hiring me, and then it was just an interview. But the interview was just like budu-budu, macam he's like, bos, oh, congratulations, you have the job. Oh, boleh saya pinjam tandas kah? Huh? Alah, tandas kami tidak air tau. Padahal jabatan lah. You know what I mean? And then when we came to that punchline, everyone died because that connection, everyone gets it, bah. Because like, yeah, bro, it's we're here too. We know, you know. And then so it really does help with macam making the more relatable content, I think. Yeah.
I'm really forcing a laugh right now. Saya macam takut ni.
Nak Jabatan Air.
Air.
Yeah.
But I think we kind of also kind of highlight the issues to let people kind of see in a different light. So you feel relief than just being like, oh, maybe it's just me. No, everyone feels it.
Yeah.
Just making everyone feel more relatable. It's not just like, yeah, we're just laughing about it. No, we all feel the same way. It's just so everyone actually does connect together and see the issue. Yes, it's bad, but also, haha.
It's like saying things that people don't want to say lah, gitu kan katanya. But if you say it in a comedic way, oh, he's not being serious about it. But actually the issue quite serious. Things like that lah.
A lot of times it's relatable. That's why they find it funny as well.
Sorry.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, okay. I'm just looking at that. Sammy, do you see not see? Do you feel like you guys have a responsibility to be funny in this kind of environment? Like, we need to maintain this haha, so that we were talking about this off-cast just now. Like Sabah is like a desert right now, and Kelab Kinabalu. Kelab Komedi Kinabalu. I always get this wrong. Is the oasis, and I feel like because I long for things like this. Pergi YouTube. I think the last show yang saya pergi tengok was like in Yayasan when Harid Iskandar came.
When was this? Huh? Lama sudah kan?
It feels like it's been
It hasn't been
very,
here in a while
Yeah.
actually.
So Harid came and we saw the show, and it felt really we were hungry. People were really hungry to see comedians in action. A year before, okay, this is my story lah. Lari sikit je. There was this Filipino guy. He did his stand up lah. So he was like, "Is there any Pinoy in the house?" So that was in KK's.
Is it Ron ka? Ron Josol? No.
I forgot his name. Very tall, skinny.
Very skinny.
He did like capoeira in the subway.
Because I
kind
know
of
the
thing.
Filipino who came here was Ron Josol. No,
Maybe it was him. I'm not sure. So at that particular time kan, there was a lot of sentiments about PTI lah, apa semua kan. So when he said like, are there Pinoys in the house? The whole KKs went quiet. Terus yang, I saw you guys outside. Dia bilang, we were talking in Tagalog. And he went silent, but he knows what to do lah. Memang smart lah. Terus yang, I come in peace. Then he came again the next year with Harid, and then he did the same thing. Memang berani lah. Ada ini Pinoys in the house, but that time the crowd was crazy. Banyak ni yang I guess that season sudah habis. The PTI, the pendatang punya issues semua tiada semua lah. And everyone was happy. Everyone was celebrating. And yeah, coming back to this point, it's something that we really need. Do you guys see that responsibility? Yang we have to do this. We cannot water down these things. We cannot, like, how you say, because we have kawan-kawan yang because of payment, because of money, because of censorship, they tend to bend over. They tend to be less funny, be less critical, be less criticizing of whatever things that is their punya subject matter. What's your take on that?
I would say for us, I don't think it's a I don't think we take it as a responsibility, because every single show we would say like, you know what, we just try to do our best. If we get a laugh, great. If we don't, it's okay. We have music. you know, it's always like that. But I think I kind of understand that, like KK people is hunger for things. Not just, I don't think it's not only for comedy show. I think anything in general, they want activities. True. They want places to go to. They want a reason to go out. That's why I think we've been trying to. One of our aim is not just to bring the comedians to come out, it's also the people to come together to see like these are the people around you and everyone's find it funny and then start having connection everywhere. So I don't think we see making things funny as a responsibility. We're just trying our best only to do a good show, a great show for people to actually come here. Any audience that come in here, they enjoy being here with us. I think that was our headspace whenever we do shows or we run any shows. We say like, okay, regardless of anything, we just try our best only. We just do our best. Itu saja. I don't think we see it as a responsibility lah.
I like that. You just lay that one brick after one brick.
One brick at a time. Yeah, this is basically what we're trying to do.
We're just trying to connect everyone.
Tapi itulah Miri. Terus bidak di rumah. Si pecah awak tadi.
I want to go woke sikit. Can I go woke? Can we talk about feminism? You being the queen here, you being the lady in the house.
It's okay. I'm the kulit saja.
I'm sure you've seen her wrath.
I'm very nice to them most of the time.
Actually, Sammy is very, very nice to her.
Really?
She's the nicest.
Yeah, she's very nice. Yeah, she's very soft-spoken.
Yes.
She don't hit you in the shoulder multiple times if you do wrong. It's very great.
I'm very nice.
Yes.
I'm very, very nice to them.
I see the sweat.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if this question is going to be in the podcast or not. There's a lot of cases of domestic violence. How you say, neglected wives. And do you see a role of comedy to, I don't know, supplement these kind of these issues lah? Ada? Can comedy help? How you say?
Raise the awareness.
I guess so. Yeah.
I would say it really depends on how we portray the issues. Because again, like we've been trying to avoid making people feel like they're being violated or feel like they're gonna like how do I put this? We're trying to make the issue out there. A lot of times comedy actually is facts made in a different way.
Yeah.
So you see the facts. But when it comes to like things like this, it will be a little bit hard, I would say, because people would take it a different way. If you were to say like domestic violence, let's just put that aside. Bullying in school. recently we have that, right?
Yeah.
If we were to put that in a comedy show, if audiences doesn't understand us enough, I think they would portray it in a different light. You get what I mean? They would think that we think it's funny, but maybe we are. You get what I mean? If the audiences are with us for a very long time and understand that, oh, like this is how we do things, or they understand how we portray things or put an issue out there, they might see it in the different light. They would think that, oh, they actually do think this is like creating awareness, like you said, like does that. But if audiences doesn't have that kind of like maturity, right? They would see it as they're being offensive. They think it's funny. These kind of issues. So I think issues like this would be really hard to put as a comedy, put out as a comedy, but also at the same time, it can be put in a different way. It just need more brain
Yeah.
to it. That joke may be the
It needs to be
sitter.
curated.
You have to sit on it to think that, oh, they are actually highlighting this issue. That would be like the very, like, you have to sit on it. There's different jokes, right? Like you guys were talking about it just now. There's the in your face, there's the sitter. You have to sit on it and you think, it's funny. Then you see the issue. So I think it's really, really hard. But maybe one day someone might do something about it.
A challenge, perhaps.
It's like usually if you realize most jokes, there's always a victim in a joke. Someone fall, he's the victim lah. Kan, something happen like this or this. So I mean, if you work it around well enough and you basically the butt of the joke lah, apa kan siapa gitu. So kalau you aim it towards, macam not talking to think about like that particular katanya itu issue lah kan about billing and like that kan. If you don't victim the victim is that the word?
Victimize.
Yeah, victimize the victim kan ya macam and then the butt of the joke is someone else katanya. Pembuli tu lah yang anu. Then it would be a funny joke katanya gitu. But it's just tu lah macam I heard someone said a joke is funny kalau dia kejam. Gitu je. Yeah.
Yeah, some perspective needs to be in there lah kan.
Yeah, perspective lah.
You have to provide a lot of perspective, and then when you provide a lot of perspective as you're writing the joke, you would be able to see how it might affect a crowd, how it might affect a member in the audience. Because at the end of the day, again, people come to the shows to relax, to laugh, and then you come in touching topics that are sensitive and stuff like that. If truth be told, you're just asking for it, really, and best not to go about it. But if you're doing it to raise awareness, to understand, because like a lot of comedians, the material is about bullying because back in school they were bullied, so it's shared experiences, shared pain. So that's a different perspective. There's more empathy in that, and there's more understanding within it, bah. So kalau begitu. Penerimaan dia lebih mendalam lah, and people are more open to experiencing the joke rather than you come in, you make fun of the whole thing. You know, it's raising awareness through laughter. It's not laughing at the matter, right? And it's a very distinct line, and it gets blurred very easily, and you have to tread the waters very, very carefully lah when you're writing the joke. But my approach is best not to touch it lah. Lagi-lagi macam if you don't have such connections with such issues and stuff like that, you know, and because I mean everyone was bullied in school, but I didn't experience it to that level, so I dare not touch, like be a representative of the issue, right? Macam like that's like a politician complaining about the Jalan Raya, bah, you know. So no.
It depends on which party lah kan.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which party you like? You like birthday party ka?
Party
You
like long.
bar mitzvah party ka?
Bachelor it.
Saved it kan? Did I recover?
In Sabah, What types of jokes that is a no-no?
A no.
Ooh.
That you do not go to?
Oh. What do you guys think? Adakah yang
I mean, race jokes everybody do kan.
Yeah, I think that's the funniest.
Kan.
Yeah.
Kan. But then, I mean, honestly, it's slightly offensive sebenarnya. But it's funny because it's offensive. But then, but then most of the time, betul lagi kejam dia lagi funny kan gitu. Yeah, but sometimes, because it rings true, but it is true. It's a fact. It's just set up in a way, and you're thinking, hey, actually, it's kind of funny that it's like that. Things like that. Topics yang should not touch. I mean,
Saya potong sekejap. Ahmad, that guy, saya punya co-host, he does a lot of jokes pasal orang Timur. And bila kau ketawa kan, you feel like he's going to stab you because he's Timorese. Okay. Terus yang kau mau ketawa kan, kau mau dia.
Struggle.
Yeah.
What should I do with this information?
Anyway, sambung.
get a shield?
prepared bah. No, it's just itu macam I mean itu, but then honestly, what is offensive is very subjective to the person. If for example katanya a joke about accident kereta lah, fine. Accident kereta, to some people accident kereta terlanggar saja gini, but to other people accident kereta turuk punya, and he's gone through that particular thing katanya. So the impact is slightly different. Kan he might take it more of more offense towards a particular thing gitu. Tapi sekarang pun banyak Karen juga kan.
I think it's the bukan Karen. Kalau sini
Jamila. Yeah. So
Jamila means cantik. Banyak orang cantik.
Banyak orang cantik ya Jamila. Sabah kan Sabah. So what I mean to say macam yang now people take offense about a lot of things nowadays. And most of the time it's offense about things yang tidak pun kaitan sama orang. Itu orang yang actually the actual victim finds it funny katanya.
Yeah.
But saya pikir, oh my God, you should not make jokes about things like that.
I'm very uncomfortable with anything
Yeah, I don't think you should say that.
Oh my God.
Thankfully, we have not.
I guess you can't make everyone.
You
happy.
cannot make
No,
everyone
that's
happy.
just it. You cannot make everyone
That's a great point because one of another mentor of mine back in KL, he would continually advise to do the courageous thing, and then I would ask like, what do you mean by that? And then he said it's to understand that you cannot please everyone. You cannot please everyone. Your responsibility as like his thing is macam kalau if you do an open mic or a show and you go, oh, okay lah, funny lah, then he would go, really? Funny is the bare minimum. You're a comedian. Oh, yeah. Funny is bare minimum, right? And then so it's your responsibility to write material that raises awareness, that if you don't want to do it, it's okay. But if you are able to raise it with empathy, with kindness, and truly make a person enjoy the joke through it, why not? Right? You can do it. You can do that about any topic, truly. But all of that I just said requires knowledge, which means you have to understand the issue. Because some just, and then I'm not talking about just performers, like people, daily life, they joke about things that they don't understand. People make jokes that are, when you say insensitive, it's because they just don't understand the issue as well as you, right? And then what you do is you either, cancel them, or you can raise the awareness towards them. Hey, maybe that's not how you should look at the problem, because the problem is this. So just take that setting and put it on a stage. That's basically it, right? And then I lost my train of thought.
Yeah,
where was I going with that point? Please finish my.
Begitulah. Jadi beberapa orang kan tinggal di benda funny, ada yang tinggal di benda tidak funny lah. So you can't make everybody happy. Unfortunately, it's just like every day lah, kan. Someone might want the room cold, someone want the room hot. How you wanna make both? Kan? Cannot. So at the end of the day, you pick the one you like better. Gitu je, unfortunately.
Personal preference.
Yeah,
Personal reference.
like music lah.
Yeah, exactly, like music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people like, R&B, some people like dangdut. And
Some people like sound of besi gitu kan. I mean preference. Preferences.
preferences.
Can we go one round? We've talked about struggles, tidak duit, payment, apa semua tu. What's the best part of being a comedian?
Comedian.
Comedian?
What's the best part of being in this? Semua lah. I want to know your whys.
Me personally, sebab mau jadi doktor susah.
The good part.
Buat lawak senang. Enggak lah. What I enjoy the most is getting to I've always enjoyed performing. And getting to do it with this medium. And I'm not saying because music is a different medium, and then I don't have the voice to do music. So apparently I have a voice for comedy. But what I enjoy the most is just performing, sharing what I have written to a crowd, and if they laugh, means they appreciate it, or they're fake laughter and then they've been lying to me this whole time. Or if they don't laugh, I enjoy the learning progress, which is breaking down a joke technically, because we have existed, we have been around jokes our whole lives. Everyone ever has at least cracked one joke in their life. Everyone can write a joke, anyone can write a joke, but breaking it down technically, understanding, okay, maybe your premise is not strong, maybe your setup doesn't go to your punchline that well, maybe your punchline needs some better words. Breaking it down technically, that is what I enjoy the most right now. But the biggest thing is just enjoying that shared experience, that I've written this joke and they see what I'm trying to say, and there's that connection, just making that connection. That's what I enjoy the most. Yeah. So I say something, ha ha ha, in short lah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, the transaction, pay ticket, haha, pulang.
Yeah. It's also I think for most comedians, it's like instant gratification. If you realize different mediums, as you mentioned before, music, you go through 3 minutes of listening to music, the song, you go like, pretty good song. You watch an hour and a half movie, then you like, very good movie. But if you do jokes, if it's not funny, you know it's not funny already.
Straight up, the
person
bad.
didn't laugh. So macam that helps us. I mean, that's also one. So you're like, oh, God, I have to work harder, things like that. And for me, I don't know. When I did, I enjoy trying to make people laugh. I think for me, and get to a point where if it's not funny, that means I have to work on it. It's not that you don't understand the joke. It's just like I have to work around to get you to that point. But sometimes, some people, you try your hardest, you still cannot. They'll be like, tidak funny pun. And then you're like, it's okay. Okay, maybe you like slapstick, maybe you like different type of comedy, things like that lah.
Yeah. But it's important to never blame the audience.
Yeah. You as ni.
It's your responsibility to never blame the audience,
You
because
gotta-
it's a slippery slope. Kan?
So that's why they call it a tough crowd.
Yeah. A tough crowd, and then whenever you perform in front of a tough crowd, then you go off stage and you start saying, "Oh, it's a tough crowd," blah blah. Me personally, my personal opinion is, I think that's a slippery slope, because it's an ego thing, ma. You believe the joke you wrote is funny. You do not believe that there is room for improvement within the joke. That means, right? Like me personally, if they didn't laugh, that means okay, there's room for improvement, but for the joke. Because if the person on the left laughed, but then the person on the right didn't laugh, that means, okay, I can bridge. How do I bridge these two people, right? And then that's the room for improvement. So that's why me personally, I'm of the opinion that you should never blame the audience. Because once you start blaming the audience, it's a slippery slope. You believe that your work is perfect, that people didn't understand it. Like, I'm not appreciated in my own time, something like that. And I think it's a slippery slope because it doesn't push you to improve. Begitu.
Sammy?
For me, I think first of all, I like hanging out with these boys. They're all funny.
Really?
They're funny. Funny,
Do
and
they,
they make
do they
things
speak different languages that you don't understand?
sometimes.
Macam
But they're
boleh
very
agak-
funny. But I think other than that, I do enjoy every now and then perform as well. Other than it's something that is outside of your job, like your day job, or something that you have responsibility of. This is outside of my so-called comfort zone, right? Day job. You have a routine every single day, and then show something to look forward to. And then despite all the hardship of getting them on time, making sure they all get their stuff, all the checklists and whatnot. Despite all of that, it's fun hanging around them. I think also the feeling of seeing KK people coming together as well. And especially when they enjoy the show, they all laugh. They're like, that was funny, And then the sense of achievement, that one is one as well. That I feel like, this is worth doing all the hardship. Regardless, I do enjoy doing all of this with them. And also, I think KK has a lot of potential in terms of entertainment industry. We are just one small part of it, and we're trying lor. We're trying to bring
Kalau
people
beli kurang
together.
bayar-bayar dia tuh lagi besar lah potential.
I think that was one of the reason why I stick around.
Can I go to you sikit? In this 2 years of
One.
doing 2 years kah?
Club Komedi.
1 year.
1 year. We've
One
been
year.
doing
We
1
just
year.
got our first year anniversary.
We just did our first year anniversary. We did the show on the date, and then we checked IG. Turns out it was the wrong date.
But we do it regardless.
So in
That's
this one,
us.
so in this 1 year, doing shows, organizing, doing comedy, writing, laughing at your own jokes, do you have you found yourself in a different perspective? Have you? Oh, I'm like this. Have you had that moment?
I would say I've not really written with the boys. It's always been, we have meetings and then they come together because they are more the brains. I'm more of the logistic side of things, making sure everything runs smoothly, venues and whatnot. I'm always in the meeting and then just listening to them writing. So, and then let's say if they wrote a sketch for me, like, Sammy, I need you to be this character. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Then I have to go into that. And then I do realize there are some side of me that is that character. Because they, like they say, they will always write in our voices. It's like, oh, Sammy can be like this. Let's say like the recent sketch, I am the therapist, in-house therapist. So I do realize in my, like, let's say day job, I have that character in me where people would come to me and go like, oh, this happened to me, what do you think? And then I would be analyzing everything and then go like, what do you think as well? What do you need to do? I would have that character. And then that kind of like, I do find myself like, oh, I do have this in me. And then it's just when it was a sketch, I am putting that side of me on stage for people to see like that. So I do have, sometimes I do feel that way. It's just a different character, but it's still just a small side of me that not everyone would see it like that. Because usually people would see me like, oh, they're the barista, oh, the teacher, like that, in a different light. And then when they see me on comedy show, would be a different person again. They'll go like, oh, wow, she acts. Oh, she funny also. No, it's not me, it's them. They wrote things for me lah. So far, it's like that. I haven't write anything. I only give input. I think can do like this. Because I feel like my character in the group is like that. My dynamics is like that. I'm the helper to push. Gitu.
kind of feels like theatre juga kan?
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah. Especially if you do improv. Improv is closer to theatre. Yeah.
Apa in Malay they call it memanusiakan. It
Humanizes them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And also, it's also diving into, I guess, the human condition. I guess, like trying to understand how people think, people perceive things, because that goes into writing a joke also. Like as you're writing, and you go, maybe people wouldn't be as entertained by this if I write it in this certain angle or this certain way or certain point of view. And yeah, I guess you can say this the humanization. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. Very much, I think. Yeah.
Okay, terlalu deep ni. Lemas. How long has it been?
I mean,
Really?
9 minutes.
Okay lah. Okay. Penggulungan lah. I give you the floor. How you want to promote? How you want to express yourself? Before we pulang tidur.
you guys go first.
You do it.
Huh?
You guys go first.
Apa so kita buat ni?
Whatever you want. Is there any stories you want to tell? What's your hopes and dreams? What you want to makan later? I don't know.
Kalau ada kami buat show datang.
Yeah.
Itu je lah kami punya permintaan. Because actually my anu would be a lot of people they don't get the fact yang it's not watching comedy. You've been to a comedy show as well. You went to Haris. He said watching the comedy on screen and on your phone different from when you're there kan?
Yeah.
Because you're not the only one laughing, you know. People laughing here and there, and macam dia macam kalau terbakar terus makin lama makin merebak, things like that. So it brings a different feel, and you're like laughing together. That's why dulu we shouldn't be laughing at someone, but with someone.
With
kan?
someone.
Yeah. So come to the shows.
Come to the shows. We
On is it on? Okay, come to the
We're-
shows.
we're trying to do like we're trying to do shows frequently.
Trying.
We're trying lah. But right now we do one-off shows. Maybe we're trying to do once a month this year. So just follow us on Instagram, Kelab Komedi Kinabalu. Follow us on TikTok, Kelab Komedi Kinabalu. And yeah, we try to bring like comedians over and just try to grow the community. Hopes and dreams. I hope to have Amy Dangin host a show one day. So if you're watching,
Boleh
that's the hopes
bah.
and dreams. Yes, I am not blinking. Sammy.
May, kau dengar ni May. Tengok sini.
Like, we already have the show prepared for you.
You just
need
come.
to say yes or no saja.
Yeah.
We have an idea sudah.
Hit us up. Hope to see everyone there at our show.
Yeah, hope to see Sammy. If you want to see Sammy acting, come to the show because we don't post it on Instagram.
That's true.
So again, just to mirror what you said, come to the live comedy shows because it's a different experience.
Yes.
I mean, yes, things can be funny on the phone, but if you come on the live show, we promise a 25% increase in the enjoyment of the jokes. You decide what is 25%. Sebab comedian dia pandai maths.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Habis. Habis.
Should be, I think.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah. Was this a funny episode? Do you have anything to say? You got questions?
Mr. Chris.
He's just sick.
Oh no.
He looks very sick now.
Sesama.
Okay lah. Anyway,
Nak kau.
a theme song to the KKK.
You need to understand these two boys is in.
Oh, this is a different language. Okay.
This one different medium, as we said.
That's a different Chris.
Yes.
Itu kamu settle lah.
Good luck, guys.
Okay. My hopes and dreams for the comedy scene in Sabah is like we pula kamu lah. Well, kami tahu pakai sistem.
Community.
I really hope they break barriers. They tear down walls. Stop domestic violence. Make more people think. Make more orang besar realize what they are lacking. And yeah, it's funny. But while you are ha-haing, you're thinking like, shit, they're talking about me. And I really hope young everyone, after enjoying themselves in a show or watching all these comedy shows, can be humanized. And yeah, jangan terlampau deep lagi, pening. This has been a Sip show. My name is Egan. Ahmad Ate couldn't be here. Brought to you by Globest and Berhad. I forgot to mention in the beginning. Thank you, Globest. And thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us,
Mirza,
man.
Izzaldin, Sammy,
Thank you,
JJ,
Egan.
for driving them.
Thank you, Chris.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks, Chris, for doing this. And bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Is this thing on? No. Sudah habis sebutannya.
Macam saya rasa baca saya baik-baik.
The Sip Show.